Once upon a time, in a prosperous kingdom surrounded by mountains and rivers, there lived an old king who was deeply troubled. He had ruled his land with wisdom and kindness for many years, but he had no children to inherit his throne. As his hair turned white and his body grew weak, he often wondered what would become of his kingdom after he was gone. One day, the king decided to visit his spiritual master, who lived in a small hermitage at the edge of the forest. With a heavy heart, the king bowed to his master and said, "O wise one, I am getting old with passing days. I fear that after my death, this kingdom will fall into the wrong hands. I need your guidance to find someone truly worthy to sit on my throne." The master listened quietly, then closed his eyes in thought. After a movement of silence, he opened his eyes and smiled gently. He leaned forward and whispered a secret plan into the king's ear. The king's worried face slowly lit up with understanding. He bowed deeply and returned to his palace with renewed hope. The very next morning, the king made a grand announcement throughout the kingdom. Royal messengers rode to every village, town, and corner of the land, declaring, "Dear people of this kingdom, the king has announcement for all. Whoever reaches the palace before sunset tomorrow shall be declared the successor to the throne." When the minister heard this announcement, he was confused. He approached the king and said, "Your Majesty, forgive me, but this task seems far too simple. The palace is not far. Thousands of people will reach here easily. How will this help you find a worthy successor?" The king smiled knowingly and replied, "Wait and watch, my dear minister. Only the truly deserving will reach me." The minister did not understand, but he trusted his king and said nothing. The next morning, before the sun had fully risen, thousands of people from across the kingdom began their journey toward the palace. Young and old, rich and poor, farmers and merchants, everyone dreamed of becoming the next king. The roads were filled with eager footsteps, and the air buzzed with excitement and ambition. But what none of them knew was that the king had secretly arranged a grand royal fair along the way to the palace. This was no ordinary fair. It was designed to test the heart of every person who passed through it. At the entrance of the fair, royal chefs had set up long tables covered with the most delicious food anyone had ever seen. There were sweet delicacies dripping with honey, rare fruits from distant lands, rich curries that filled the air with their aroma, and freshly baked breads still warm from the ovens. The smell alone was enough to make anyone's stomach cry out with hunger. Many travelers stopped immediately. "What harm is there in eating a little?" they said to themselves. "The palace is not far. We will continue after we have tasted these royal dishes." And so they sat down and began to feast, completely forgetting their purpose. Those who managed to walk past the food soon came upon a grand stage where talented singers performed the most melodious songs. Their voices were so sweet that people stood frozen, unable to move. Nearby, graceful dancers swayed and twirled in beautiful costumes, their movements as enchanting as flowing water. Crowds gathered around, mesmerized, and hours passed without them realizing it. Further ahead were exciting games and contests. There were bow and arrow competitions, wrestling pits where strong men tested their strength, horse racing tracks where riders galloped at thrilling speeds, and rope balancing challenges that made the crowd cheer with excitement. Many people eagerly joined in, hoping to win prizes and enjoy themselves. "I will just play one game," they thought, "and then I will continue." But one game led to another, and soon the sun began to move across the sky. Beyond the games was a special section where royal drinks were being served freely. Those who loved wine and spirits rushed there immediately, eager to taste the same drinks that the king himself enjoyed. They kept drinking and laughing, their minds growing cloudy, their goal completely forgotten. And towards the very end of the fair was a pleasure camp where beautiful women stood at the entrance, smiling and inviting men inside with soft words and gentle gestures. Many entered, driven by desire and lust, and became trapped in their temptations, unable to leave. By the time the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold, not a single person had reached the palace. The minister stood beside the king, astonished. The master sat peacefully nearby, a gentle smile on his face. "Your Majesty," the minister said in disbelief, "thousands of people set out this morning, yet none have arrived. What happened to them?" The king replied calmly, "They are all still at the fair, my dear minister. Each one was stopped by his own weakness." Just then, as the last rays of the sun touched the horizon, the palace guards saw a figure approaching in the distance. It was a young man, walking with steady steps, his eyes fixed straight ahead. This young man had also passed through the fair. He had seen the delicious food and smelled its tempting aroma, but he had not stopped. "I have to reach the king," he had whispered to himself, and kept walking. He had heard the beautiful music and seen the graceful dancers, but he had not paused. "I have to reach the king," he had repeated and continued forward. He had seen the exciting games and felt the urge to join, but he had not given in. "I have to reach the king," he had reminded himself and pressed on. He had passed by the drinks and the pleasure camp, and though his mind was pulled in many directions, his heart remained fixed on one thing, his goal. When he finally reached the main palace gate, the guards tried to stop him. "The king is busy," one guard said. "There is a special feast happening inside," another added. "You should enjoy yourself first and come back later," a third suggested. "Besides, you are too late. Others have already arrived before you." But the young man was not fooled. He looked at them calmly and said, "Nothing can stop me from reaching my goal." And with that, he walked past them and entered the palace. Inside the grand hall, the king, the minister, and the master were waiting. When the king saw the young man enter, his old eyes filled with tears of joy. He rose from his throne and walked toward him. "Young man," the king said, his voice trembling with emotion, "thousands of people set out today, but you are the only one who stands before me. Tell me, did you not see the food, the music, the games, and the pleasures along the way?" The young man bowed respectfully and replied, "I saw everything, Your Majesty, but my eyes were fixed on my goal. I did not allow myself to stop, not even for a moment." The master smiled and said, "This is the mark of a true king, not one who is born into power, but one who has conquered himself." The king placed his hand on the young man's shoulder and declared, "You are the only one who did not get trapped by temptation. You are worthy of the throne. From this day forward, You shall be the heir to my kingdom." And so, the young man who had nothing became the future king, not because of his birth, but because of his unshakable determination. If we look at our own lives, we will find that whenever we set out to achieve something great, many obstacles appear along the way. There are comforts that call us to rest, pleasures that whisper for us to stay, fears that warn us to turn back, and distractions that promise us joy if only we pause for a moment. These temptations may seem small and harmless, but they have the power to quietly pull us away from our dreams. Most people stop along the way because the pleasures on the path feel easier than the effort required to reach the goal. But success comes only to those who keep moving forward, no matter what tries to hold them back. Like the young man in this story, we must keep our eyes fixed on our goal and refuse to pause for anything that weakens our focus. Dear ones, before you begin your journey towards your goal, always remember these words. 1. The path to success is always filled with many distractions. 2. All distractions apparently look small, but they lead to big failures. 3. Pleasure seemed harmless, but they quietly steals everyone's dreams. 4. Self-control and focus are the real qualities of a true winner. 5. Always remind your purpose in your mind. 6. The road to greatness is not blocked by difficulty, but by distraction. Those who refuse to stop are the ones who truly succeed. 7. When we walk with determination, the path opens before us. When we refuse to stop, we eventually reach exactly where we are meant to be. And that is how ordinary people become extraordinary. Now, I want to hear from you. What is the biggest distraction that keeps pulling you away from your goals? Share it in the comments below, and let's support each other in staying focused. If you believe this story should reach more people who need to hear it, please like and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss another inspiring story like this one. I'll be back again with another powerful story. Until then, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep walking toward your dreams. Remember, your destination is waiting for you, but only if you refuse to stop.